Kakeibo versus Dave Ramsey, the ultimate showdown for financial freedom. Which method truly works? When it comes to managing money, there's no shortage of advice, strategies, and methods available. From apps to books, financial podcasts to motivational speakers, we've all encountered tips and tricks promising to help us get our finances in order. But how do you separate the noise from the truly effective systems? To help answer that question, I decided to test out two of the most popular personal finance strategies in the world, the Japanese Kakeibo method and Dave Ramsey's approach. Both methods have gained massive followings, each claiming to offer a clear path to financial freedom. While Dave Ramsey's system is often seen as the quintessential American financial framework, Kakeibo is a centuries-old tradition from Japan that promotes mindfulness and simplicity. But which one actually delivers results? I tested both, and the winner might surprise you. What is Kakeibo? A deep dive into Japanese financial wisdom. Kakeibo, pronounced Kakeibo, is more than just a budgeting technique. It's a way of life. Originating in Japan over 100 years ago, Kakeibo translates to household ledger and is often referred to as the Japanese art of budgeting. However, it's not just about managing money. It's about engaging with your financial habits at a deeply mindful level. At the heart of Kakeibo is the belief that our financial health is deeply tied to our mental and emotional state. In fact, it's not just about tracking numbers, but about developing a mindset that aligns with long-term financial well-being. This method encourages individuals to record every single expense, categorize the necessities, luxury, unexpected, and savings, and then reflect on whether that expenditure was really necessary or aligned with your values and goals. The beauty of Kakeibo lies in its simplicity. You don't need an app, software, or complex spreadsheet. All you need is a physical ledger where you track and review your finances each month. The process is meant to be personal, reflective, and insightful. It's about asking yourself hard questions like, was this purchase essential? Did this expense align with my long-term goals? Did I feel good after making this purchase? Or was it motivated by temporary emotions? This reflection process creates a space for mindfulness around money, helping to improve not just your finances, but your overall relationship with money. Dave Ramsey's approach, a step-by-step financial blueprint. Dave Ramsey's financial advice is built on the premise of taking a strict, no-nonsense approach to eliminating debt and building wealth. Ramsey's methodology is most famously encapsulated in his baby steps, a 7-step guide designed to take you from financial instability to financial peace. The steps include creating an emergency fund, eliminating debt using the debt snowball method, paying off the smallest debt first, saving for retirement, and finally, building wealth through investing. The system is clear, structured, and focuses on creating a sense of urgency and discipline. Ramsey's teachings are appealing for those who like structure, quick results, and a clear sense of direction. His philosophy is all about eliminating debt as quickly as possible and focusing intensely on paying off what you owe before you do anything else. One of the key components of Ramsey's method is the use of a zero-based budget, where every dollar is assigned a specific purpose. You allocate money to specific categories: housing, utilities, groceries, debt repayment, etc., and give every dollar a job. Ramsey is very vocal about not overspending and urges people to make sacrifices in order to achieve their long-term financial goals. The face-off, a hands-on test of both methods. I tested both Kakeibo and Dave Ramsey's approach over the span of 3 months, keeping track of my income, expenses, and personal reflections. Here's how each method played out in practice. Kakeibo, mindful spending for a more holistic approach. In Kakeibo, the focus was immediately on mindfulness. Every day, I sat down with my ledger and wrote down every single purchase. The act of writing felt like an exercise in awareness. It was an intentional practice that allowed me to connect with my spending habits. Every expense was categorized, and I had to ask myself key questions. Was this necessary? Did this bring me joy? Could I have done without it? By the end of the month, I had a detailed breakdown of where my money was going. The first month was eye-opening. I realized that a significant portion of my budget was going toward dining out and impulse buys. The ability to reflect on these purchases led me to reassess my financial goals. While the process was slow at first, over time, I began to feel more in control of my finances and less stressed about money. One of the most powerful aspects of Kakeibo is that it's not about restriction. It's about conscious spending. It encourages you to think about the value each purchase brings, which is an empowering mindset shift. This helped me cut down on non-essential spending by about 15% in just the first month. This was without feeling deprived, as I still had room for small indulgences, but with much more intention. Dave Ramsey, structured discipline for rapid results. Dave Ramsey's baby steps provided an entirely different experience. His approach is much more rigid and structured. The first step in the process is to save $1,000 for an emergency fund, and then it's on to paying off debt using the debt snowball method. I found that these steps gave me clear milestones and made the process feel more manageable. I followed the zero-based budgeting method, which meant assigning every single dollar to a category before the month began. While this felt empowering at first, I quickly realized that the sacrifices required in the early stages cutting out anything non-essential could feel restrictive. One of the biggest challenges I faced with Ramsey's system was the lack of flexibility. It was hard to enjoy spontaneous purchases or rewards for hard work when everything had to go into a budget category. While this was effective for reducing debt quickly, I sometimes felt frustrated with the limited breathing room. On the flip side, Ramsey's method worked exactly as promised. My debt began shrinking rapidly, and I felt motivated by the quick wins I saw by using the debt snowball method. Paying off smaller debts first gave me momentum and a sense of achievement. However, I had to be completely disciplined to see the long-term results. The winner. Which method wins the financial battle? After 3 months of implementing both systems, the results were clear. While both Kakeibo and Dave Ramsey's method have their merits, the winner for me was Kakeibo. Here's why. 1. Mindfulness over restriction. Kakeibo provided me with a more holistic approach to budgeting. Rather than feeling restricted by rigid rules, I felt empowered to make conscious decisions. The process of reflecting on my purchases helped me align my spending with my values, which made it more sustainable. 2. Sustainability. I found Kakeibo to be much more sustainable over time. There was no sense of deprivation, only mindfulness. I could still enjoy spontaneous spending, but I did so with greater intention. The reflective aspect of Kakeibo also helped me adjust as I went, making it a long-term financial practice rather than a short-term fix. 3. Emotional connection. The emotional connection Kakeibo created with money made it more meaningful. It wasn't just about saving or paying off debt. It was about understanding my relationship with money. This connection made it easier to stick to my goals and maintain financial health. However, Dave Ramsey's approach works well for those who need structure. If you're someone who needs a clear path and a step-by-step guide to get out of debt quickly, then his system is incredibly effective. The strict budgeting and focus on debt elimination are great for those in need of a financial overhaul. Final thoughts. Which method is right for you? The answer depends on your financial goals, personality, and lifestyle. If you're looking for quick wins and need a structured way to eliminate debt, Dave Ramsey's approach might be perfect for you. If you prefer a more mindful, sustainable approach to managing your finances and want to reflect on your spending habits, then Kakeibo is the way to go. Ultimately, financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. Whether you choose Kakeibo or Dave Ramsey's method, the key is finding a system that fits your unique needs and helps you develop a healthier, more positive relationship with money.